You're listening to Talk of the Bay. This is Janet Quinn, and this afternoon we're talking with Brian Sweeney and Omar Guzman about the latest news from the Homeless Garden Project. The project strives to connect unhoused individuals to gardening and the land while providing rehabilitation and work experience. The farm harvests support a CSA program, a farm stand, and crafts which are sold at our local Santa Cruz stores and online. Brian is the Director of Operations, and Omar is a social enterprise and retail manager. Welcome, Brian and Omar.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Great. So, in the soil of our urban farm, people find the tools they need to build a home in the world. That's a quote from your website. So can you tell us more, an overview? What are the benefits to our community?
Sure. So, we use that as kind of our credo in many ways. And what it represents is that a lot of people that are experiencing homelessness in our community feel disconnected from community, feel like they can't get any opportunity. And so when they come to our farm, we are offering them an opportunity not only for a part-time job, some stable income for a year from a part-time job, but also social services that deal a lot with social emotional issues that they may be experiencing. Having a shared lunch at our organic farm, at picnic tables, and really interacting with people that respect their opinion, respect their ideas, want to hear their ideas, want to hear how they're doing, and all support each other on a daily basis. So it's that community that creates this very positive momentum in their lives where then hopefully they can go on to full-time employment and full-time housing. So that's how I interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've heard some pretty amazing statistics about the people who've gone through your program regarding housing and jobs. So what's the latest with that?
Yeah, I wish I had the exact numbers, but some figures I do know is that within the past 12 months, we've had more graduates in our program than we've ever had. And that really shows, in my opinion, the work of the farm team, Adam Lavelle, the farm manager, Mike Erickson, the crop production manager, the program manager, Evan Jones, and the training and education supervisor, Roman.
I'm not quite sure his last name, but
Julio, I believe. And all of them really doing this quality work, consistency, and creating this positive energy that people are feeding off of, and the results speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And what about the people who've gone, the graduates, are they able to find jobs and housing as a result of your program?
A lot of the graduates this past year actually left our program early, and they did graduate because they found full-time employment.
Wow.
And so that was pretty amazing to see that transition.
Yeah, and I will also add, a lot of them have moved to the New Leaf, the store that's right here by River Street. So a lot of them got hired there. They've been trained. They're being trained at the other locations, which is so great to hear that like New Leaf really supports the program and is really giving these people an opportunity to work there. So it's amazing to see that.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you've got a lot of collaboration with some of the community organizations and businesses.
Yeah, I think that, in light of talking about our value-added retail enterprise, it's a social enterprise with the social cause of uplifting people experiencing homelessness, but we couldn't really do it without this collaboration. All of these artists and all of these local makers letting us sell their goods at the local downtown shop that we have, as well as New Leaf letting us, buying our product wholesale to sell at 5 of their locations all over Santa Cruz and all the way up to Half Moon Bay. So it's pretty beautiful. It's a huge community collaboration to make what we do happen.
Mm-hmm. So how about what's happening at the downtown store and the and the workshop where the crafts are made.
Yeah, so I'll just start off just a small correction. My last name is Guzman.
Oh,
just want to add that, just totally fine. But what happened, I would say September 8th, we had a small flooding at our downtown store. I believe the apartment, since we're underneath an apartment complex by the Palomar, unfortunately something got flooded, created the pipes to burst, and then next thing you know it, Monday came, the store was flooded. And because of that, our store has been closed now for almost 3 weeks. And, you know, it's getting closer to the holiday season where that's where, again, the store really relies on a lot of those sales. That's where we generate most of our sales is during the holiday season. And so with that said, we're having to be closed. We're encouraging people to shop online or go to our Capitola location, which is in Capitola Village. And so with that also said, our trainees are going to start coming to our workshop in over 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they'll be coming. And so the small dilemma we're having is, well, our stores closed. Our trainees really use this time to work on production, making all the items that we sell, which again, some of them include like candles, soaps, baking goods, seasoning, and all that is done by our trainees. And again, they get hard skills, soft skills during that time. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, we need to open up either a new location temporarily or try to see how long it's going to take for the store to get fixed. Because again, the trainees really rely on that time. Because again, they're learning all these skills. They're learning how to make wreaths, you know, and it's so beautiful because they're able to just be as creative as they can. And it always warms my heart when I see them, their final product, and when theirs gets sold, because that means someone really, you know, love their work of art and they want to have it at their house. So I want to make sure we have a place open and we have the workshop going so that they're able to do those products.
Beautiful. And how do people find the products online in the meantime?
Yeah, so if you type in shop.homeless garden project store, you'll be able to find it. Also, you can go to the homeless garden project .org website, and there'll be a link for people to purchase online. We do all of the shipping at our workshop. Shout out to Brenda, who's our workshop associate. So she's working overtime to fulfill all these online orders. And then also that is open 24/7 hours. So it's easy for people to access that, and we try to make sure that these orders are complete.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I did some traveling this summer to the East Coast for family and friends, and I thought I'll just check out the store and see what I can find. And the people that I brought candles to and some little wreaths and some of the scone mix, I mean, they were like so happy with it.
Yeah. And I always say, like, ours is so unique because, again, you can purchase a lotion or anything at another grocery, but ours has a story, right? There's someone that often is working at the farm, so the lavender that we include in some of our items, a trainee harvest that lavender, right, and then process it and then made it into a full-blown product. So it's really awesome to have this story of someone really from the moment they start at the farm, they are planting, harvesting it, and then seeing the final product, and they get to see a full circle moment. And it's really beautiful because, again, a lot of work goes into this.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Thank you. And then so I wanted to hear about the collaboration with other communities around the country around people that come to the garden who are interested in creating a similar program. And then there was a manual that is finished. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I would love to. So we have been in partnership with the UC Santa Cruz Center for Economic Justice and Action, formerly the Blum Center. And so through that relationship, also, I think it's the executive director of that organization. I don't know the exact title. The leader of that organization, Heather Bullock, is also on our board. So for years, they've been working on this 200-page manual covering 11 chapters. It has illustrations, photographs, as well as even a foreword by Alice Waters. And so, again, this is a way for people to replicate a similar model of a transitional employment program, possibly through organic farming and retail enterprise, as we do, and use this like innovative model in other communities throughout the country. So many years ago, we teamed up with an organization in Oregon. They came to visit us, and that was kind of an initiation of this process to get this manual going, and it's just finally finished and will be released in the near future. So super exciting. We'll be able to actually post that on our website in the near future as well. So we'll make an announcement through social media, and so please keep an eye out. And also, anytime you want to reach out to Derry Ganshorn, our executive director, she's happy to have meetings with people, talk about our model, show them the manual, and help them to implement it.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then, so the garden has a permanent home, is that right? Because I know there was some stuff up in the air, and originally they were in Pelton. So can you tell us how that all happened?
Yes. I would say it's not totally finalized yet, but the projected dates are somewhere between December and March. The deal should be finalized for us to buy our land on Schaefer Road, and then we'll be shifting the farm a little bit on that piece of land, but nonetheless it'll still be the same location. So after years of building soil health there, we'll be able to continue moving that forward, and as part of the farm will shift kind of towards the train track, if you've ever been there. Mm-hmm. And so it's really a long time coming. If anyone knows the history of seeking a permanent site for the Homeless Garden Project, the history behind Pocanip, those types of things, it's a huge relief and a collaboration between so many board members, the city, the Coastal Commission, everyone coming together to make this home for this beautiful program.
Wonderful. So I would be really interested in what you're most excited about or your favorite experience being involved with the Homeless Garden Project.
Yeah, I would say for me, one that really stands out is the one that's like the most obvious one, is when they graduate and when they find housing. I don't interact with the trainees as much as like Evan or Roman or Adam, but when I talk to them, they're like, Omar, I just got a job. And you can just see their smile in their heart, in their eye, and their face, and just how happy they are when they have housing, when they find a job, and it's like they're ready for their next chapter in their lives. And it always like reminds me that this is why I'm doing the job, because again, we all deserve a home. We all deserve a place to work and to feel part of a community. And so when they find a job, it just like warms my heart, because that means all their hard work paid off. And again, they're just excited. And so I love that. And I will also just quickly plug, I used to be the volunteer coordinator. So that was the other thing I really enjoyed, is meeting all these community members who want to support the Homeless Garden Project, whether at the farm, providing lunch, or working at our store or at events. Again, as like a volunteer, often people have any time they want to spare, right? Whether 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, or a couple of days. And so when they're able to just say, hey, I'm going to use 2 hours to be at the farm and connect with the people in the program and understand the issues of homelessness and how I can be a better ally, whether by donation or purchasing products or just coming. It's amazing. It's amazing to do that. It's similar to Case Grid, right? So many volunteers spend their time here because they believe in the mission. And so I love the volunteers. I love seeing the trainees graduate and finding their next chapter in their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can people just kind of stop by? I mean, would I be able to stop by with my grandkids on a Saturday? I mean, what's the schedule? What would be good?
Yeah. So for the farm, volunteer opportunities are from Tuesday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on the weekends, it's 10 to 4. It's a drop-in system. So if you have an hour to spare, you just show up at the farm. You go to our farm stand and just sign in, and then someone will kind of give you the rundown and then kind of provide a task for you that's easy to do, nothing overwhelming. The more you come, the more elaborate task we'll give you. But it's so easy that anyone can just come on by and just volunteer. Mm-hmm. Our store is there's a little bit more of a criteria. People do need to sign up in advance, do an orientation. But again, we try our best to make it so flexible for anyone to volunteer at our store, events, or at our store.
So what's an example of what I would do with Anna and Jamie on a Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, so maybe I can pass that to Brian since he's our farm expert.
Oh, geez. All right.
They're 8 and 4.
Yeah, I used to teach kids in garden, so I actually love that. But, well, first of all, you'd probably see our trusty crop production assistant, Doug King, out there, and he would help you out. The types of tasks you'd be doing. Well, this time of year, we are flush with produce. The heat has made it so everything's ripening. We got produce coming out of our ears. So you might help with weeding beds sometimes. Sometimes people that have experience with tomato pruning, we have them trim off all of the blight and like fungus-ridden leaves. Maybe sometimes the kale or the chard needs some of those lower leaves that are either have been predated on by insects or are just wilting, getting old, to be ripped off to redistribute the energy of that plant to fresh new leaves. So it's really a wide range, and even sometimes bed preparation, getting big compost wheelbarrows and wood chips, all kinds of stuff. So
I think we'd love that.
Yeah, it could be anything from like heavy lifting to like slow meditative activities in the garden. So full range.
And I will add, like, people love that when it's like, it's so, their lives are so busy, and so when they go volunteer, it's quiet. Even when there's like 30 plus people there, it's often very quiet. And so when I do group tours, there's 30 people there, and I'm like, okay, if I just like don't say anything for like a few minutes, you can just hear how quiet it is. And that's what people love. And I will add one thing. Another opportunity would be like removing old strawberries. That's always a great one because you can always sneak in getting one, good strawberry and tasting it. But that's also like an opportunity that happens a little bit more earlier in the year. But that's one everyone's favorite because they get to, as getting the old strawberries out, they might pluck one or two.
Keep their energy up.
And I very strongly encourage light strawberry grazing.
Yes, exactly. I know.
You need to do that.
They're like gold.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's turn to funding and why fundraising events are so important. And then, of course, you do have the Sustained Supper coming up on October 18th. So can you tell us about fundraising and why that's so important and about the supper?
Sure. So, I know our executive director, Derry Ganshorn, and our director of development, Paul Goldberg, have been putting a lot of work into this upcoming supper. The supper will be held just like it is all of our suppers at our farm over on Schaefer Road. And it'll be on October 18th from 3 to 6:30. And we will be having this time around the chef Joseph Schultz of India Joe's. If you ever had his India Joe's chai tea, it's super delicious. But he is quite the chef, and he was actually featured in the Good Times as Trailblazers, 50 Santa Cruzians who shaped our county. So he's a pretty influential guy. As well as Jane Hirschfield, a renowned poet described by the New York Times Magazine, if you've heard of it, as writing some of the most important poems in the world today. So she's quite an influential figure. And if you don't mind, I'd actually like to read a poem of hers so that you may be getting a sneak preview of our guest speaker.
Great.
So the title of the poem is Let Them Not Say. Let them not say, we did not see it. We saw. Let them not say, we did not hear it. We heard. Let them not say, they did not taste it. We ate. We trembled. Let them not say, it was not spoken, not written. We spoke, we witnessed with voices and hands. Let them not say they did nothing. We did not enough. Let them say, as they must say something, a kerosene beauty, it burned. Let them say we warmed ourselves by it, read by its light, praised, and it burned. So that is Jane Hirschfield, who again will be our guest speaker at our supper. So Should be a beautiful event. Those sunset dinners at the farm are usually pretty amazing. We're kind of hustling on the other side of things, but it is really a great thing to be a part of.
Wonderful.
So tickets on sales now.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And
poem.
Yanko here, I have a question for you.
Please.
It takes an army to run that dinner event. Are you still looking for volunteers?
Yes, absolutely. Great question. So we are always looking for volunteers for this event. It usually is about 50 plus volunteers who are helping us out at this event. So if anyone is interested, you can email me at omarg@homelessgardenproject.org, and I'd be happy to let you know about volunteer opportunities. Some, for example, is setup, serving, cleaning, greeters, and again, helping us out in other areas. So if you're available to volunteer, I highly encourage you, because again, you get to also listen to the guest speaker. You get to really see the farm at a very different view, and it's truly amazing. And Anko also helps us out quite often with filmography, so very helpful.
I love it.
much.
I love to volunteer for the Homeless Garden Project.
Oh, so nice of you. Thank you.
And will one of the graduates be speaking this year?
I believe so, but I think that's kind of coming down the pipe still. I don't think they've chosen an individual, but every time there's at least one or two graduates that give their testimonial and kind of speak to their experience in the program and how it influenced their life. So that's kind of why we're doing it all anyway. So it's always good to feature them front and center.
Great. Yeah. And then what's served at the dinner is a lot of it is grown in the garden. Is that right?
Yeah, at least a couple entrees usually are heavily harvested from the farm. So not exactly sure what they're getting right now, but I know they have a lot of options.
Wonderful. And what's the best way that we can buy tickets?
Right now, you can go to Eventbrite. If you search in Homeless Garden Project Sustained Supper, or you can also go online at our website. And so if you go to our main homepage, it will take you to our online store, and you'll be able to purchase a ticket there, my understanding. So again, Eventbrite's the easiest one. Normally, we tell people to go to our downtown store, but unfortunately, that is closed. But again, Eventbrite is always another way.
Great. Wonderful. So our time's almost up. Is there any last thoughts you want to leave us with?
Well, yeah, I can at least share, I know you had asked the question earlier on what are you looking forward to, or what are your favorite experiences as a part of the organization. And I was thinking about it, and, it sounds kind of odd, but, every day can have so much hustle bustle, like today I had like a workers' comp meeting, and I did insurance claim, really exciting stuff. But really, behind all of these tiny little efforts, all the social work efforts, all of the store efforts, all the farm efforts, all of the thousands of volunteers we have within the community, I kind of sit back. I'm lucky enough to go to the farm 3 days a week, and I'm the first one there. And, for about 20 minutes, I'm there alone. And I just open things up. But that's like 20 minutes where I look around and I see this is like the stage for so much happening. I mean, the manual, we talk about it being this innovative program. I think of it, we're reminding people of our history, our innovation is really just bringing us back to our roots, that we get our food from the land in our community in an environmentally friendly way. We help people that need our help most, uplift people that don't have a voice. We try to rally the community behind our cause, and we're doing it all at once. So I get that feeling of seeing everything empty and just slowly, it's almost like a school when school starts, and all of a sudden the kids' noise kind of defines the space. It's kind of how it feels as the staff comes in, and then all the trainees get there, and then all the social workers get there, and you're like, this is where the magic happens. And I get to see it all quiet early in the morning as it starts. So I feel really lucky on those beautiful quiet mornings.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Thanks so much
Omar
for this opportunity.
and Brian. That's great. Yes. So This is Janet Quinn, and you've been listening to Santa Cruz Community Radio, KSQD Santa Cruz, KSQT Prunedale, K-Squid, 89.5, 89.7, and 90.7 FM. And thank you for listening.